Let us pray. Father God, we want to thank you for this morning, Father. Waking us up on this morning, Father God, knowing we didn't deserve it, Lord. But you woke us up.
Yeah.
And for that, Father God, we want to say thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
So right now, Father God, we pray that you'll open up our ears, Father God, that we may hear. Open up our minds, Father God, that we may receive, Lord God. In Jesus' name we pray and we ask God, amen.
Amen. All right now.
Amen. Giving honor to Pastor Shafar,
Bless you.
First Lady, my wife, my kids, and everyone in their respectable places. I'm not going to hold you too long on this morning.
Take your
if
time.
you have your Bible, go to John chapter 5. John chapter 5. John chapter 5, and I want to read for our understanding on this morning, verses 5 through 8.
Okay.
Watch what it says. One of the men lying there had been sick for 38 years. But when Jesus saw him and knew he had been there for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?"
Mama.
He said, "I can't, sir, for I have no one to put me in the pool when the bubbles bubble up. Someone else always get there ahead of me." Jesus told him, "Stand up, pick up your mat and walk."
Mama. It's good.
Now, we don't know how this man became lame. The only thing that we know is that he's been lame for 38 years.
That's right. That's right.
Your past may explain why you're suffering, but it must not be your excuse of why you remained in bondage.
Wow.
Because sometimes we get so used to being broke, sometimes we get so used to being in need that we really don't want our situation to change.
Wow.
Jesus says, "Do you want to get well?" Because I've come to an understanding that many of us like to live in the comfort of our own imagination.
Mama.
Jesus says, "Do you want to get well on this morning?" Because he says, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to open up a new door in your life.
Yeah.
Don't try to figure out how. The only thing that I need you to do is receive this word that I'm getting ready to tell you.
That's it.
Get up and walk.
Amen.
I think that's what I'm going to teach. Would you look at the person beside you and tell them it's time to get up and walk?
That's all right. That's all right.
It's time to
Get up and walk.
get up and walk.
All right.
Nelson Mandela once said that there is no peace settling for something small, playing around and settling for a life that is less than the one that you were created for.
That's it. That's it.
It was in the year of 1994. Nelson Mandela released a book entitled A Long Walk to Freedom.
That's right.
And he said, I had a strong desire for change. I had a strong desire to fight for my black people.
Wow.
And he said, my desire led me down a road that I didn't think that I was going down. He said, 27 years, 10,000 days, I slept inside of a prison because of my desire.
Woo. That's good.
And they said, well, Nelson Mandela, what made you do it? I made up in my mind that I'm not going to settle.
That's
They
good.
said, well, how did you make it serving a prison sentence for 27 years.
Uh-huh.
He said, well, I was inside of my cell by myself. So there was moments of peace. But he said, inside that same cell, I lost my mother and I lost my son. So he said there was also moments of pain.
That's right.
There was moments where I couldn't see myself outside of my cell. There was moments in my life where I felt stuck. And Nelson Mandela said, I made it through because I kept a poem on the side of my bed.
Come on.
Said Nelson Mandela, what was this poem? The title of this poem was Invictus.
That's right.
Which simply means my soul is unconquerable. So for those of us who have come in the sanctuary on this morning, I want to speak to just a few of you who found yourself stuck and you can't see yourself beyond where you are. Listen to just a few words from this poem. It says, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank God for my unconquerable soul.
That's right.
That in the fell clutch of circumstances, I have not winced nor cried aloud. My head is bloody, but it's unbowed. Because I've come to understand that I am the master of my faith and the captain of my soul. The writer of this poem comes from a young man who goes by the name of William Henley.
That's right.
William Henley writes this poem in the hospital, diagnosed with tuberculosis.
That's right.
And he says, in my life, I said, out of the night that covers me, because my life was covered with trials and it was covered with tribulation.
Yeah.
But he says, I've come to the understanding that God has given me something. And he has given me a soul that is unconquerable. In other words, no matter what you try to throw at me, and no matter what I go through, you cannot hold me down.
That's it.
And for many of us in the room on this morning, I've come to let you know that you will go through trials, you will go through tribulations, but Jesus has left us with the Holy Spirit, so you cannot be held down.
That's good. Preach, man.
For the prophet Isaiah says that you shall soar, mount up on wings
like an eagle.
if you faint not.
That's it. Woo.
It was Joyce Myers who said, hey, you got to get your mind together because the enemy is not after your money, cars, and clothes, but the enemy is after your mind. So I've come to let you know on this morning that you have to get your mind together. It was Napoleon Hill who said, limitations are those that we set within our own mind. So it's possible that the enemy has not put you in bondage, but it's possible that you have placed yourself in bondage because you can't see yourself beyond where you are. Remember that. Remember that there is no peace settling for small, settling for a life that is less than the one that God has created you for.
My goodness.
That's awesome. You have to get your mind together.
That's right.
Let's go into the text. The Bible says that this man has been there for 38 years.
That's it.
But we know we can't judge this same man because many of us, we may not be 38 years old this morning.
That's right.
But many of us, you know how we do. We look at our goals and we look at our dreams and we say, this is going to be the year that I do what I'm going to do.
That's right.
But the very moment we begin to step out, we say, well, dang, I didn't grow up with a father.
That's right.
I didn't grow up with all the money and with all the cars, and we throw out all of these excuses of why you not gonna do what you gonna do.
That's right.
And you stuck in the same place.
Yeah.
2017, 2016, 2015, and many of us 2019, we're still in the same place because we keep looking and we keep focusing on what we don't have.
My.
Point number one, this is the only point that I'm going to give you. Point number one is your accomplishment will require change.
Woo! That's good.
Your accomplishment will require change.
That's good.
I was watching a TV show entitled Fix My Life. And the older woman, I believe her name is Ayana.
Yeah,
like
that's her.
That name. And she was trying to help a young woman. She was trying to help her leave a relationship, and the young woman was like, well, you want me to leave him, that's good. And she said, well, you can't text him or nothing. And she said, you mean I can't text him? You know what? She said, well, do you really want to leave the relationship? And that's the same question that God had to ask a young man. Do you want to get well?
Yeah.
I want to get in shape, but I don't want to go to the gym. Do you want to get well? I want to save my money, but the very moment you get some money, you want to go eat.
That's right.
Jesus says, do you really want to get well?
That's right.
Or do you want to keep your so-called victim mentality?
Woo!
Limitations are those in which you sit within your own mind.
That's it.
38 years. But here's what's amazing. Is that Jesus meets him in the area of his faithfulness.
Wow.
He's been coming to the same place, same time for 38 years.
Yeah.
And I've come to encourage just a few of you on this.
Come on now, Josiah.
To let you know that God is getting ready to reward you in the area of your faithfulness.
That's good.
In other words, there are many of us who says, Father God, I don't have much, but I'm going to give my tithes, I'm going to give my offering.
That's it.
I didn't feel like going to school this morning, but I understand I want my degree, so I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to school.
Yeah.
You may not know how your financial aid is going to come to pass, but God says, I'm getting ready to reward you in the area of your faithfulness.
Yeah.
And the great thing about this text is that he doesn't see Jesus, but Jesus sees him in his condition.
Yeah. That's good.
Jesus says, you may not see me. You may not can discern me spiritually. But God says, I see you in your condition, and I've come to speak a word into your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to speak into the atmosphere.
That's it. That's it.
Jesus says, I see you. But what you have to be willing to do is put down your excuse. Sometimes in order for you to get up, you have to let go. And you have to put down what's holding you down.
That's it. My
So
Lord.
you may not have the perfect childhood. You may not have the perfect background.
Man,
but
preach,
God
man.
says the next move that I'm getting ready to make into your life, I'm getting ready to speak a word. The only thing that I need you to do is obey me in the spirit. Jesus says, it's time for you and I to get up and walk.
Yeah.
You can stand to your feet.